Good afternoon. We are faced with a dilemma, and the dilemma is that we can't keep up with the workload in the civil division. So we had to reassess what items we would serve or would not serve. And we're following the model of King County Sheriff. So essentially, we are eliminating any process serving that is not required by law to be completed by the Sheriff's Office. And we're doing that effective July 1st of this year. And the courts have been notified. The Executive's Office has been notified, and hence the Council has been notified of those changes. So I don't have a presentation, but I'm here to address any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you for coming today. And I think we have in front of everybody's list of things that are going to be continued that they're going to serve, and then others that are going to be discontinued. Is there any questions from the committee? Councilmember Denson. Committeemember Denson.
Oh, thank you, Chair. In regards to the things that you are no longer going to be serving, could you just describe complaints, like some examples of things that you might respond to now that you won't be able to respond to or you won't respond to after July?
I'm actually going to bring up Lieutenant Whitehead, who is in charge of the civil division, so she can give more specifics of exactly the difference between criminal complaints and civilian complaints and what type of civil complaints we will no longer serve.
Okay. That's helpful as we're dealing with constituents and we're referring them to you. We don't want to refer them to you if it's going to be a dead end for them.
So essentially, the complaints are going to be a lawsuit. It's a complaint of a lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
So, it has to be served by the party that's going to be the plaintiff in it. So that would be a complaint of a lawsuit. So there's all different variations. So anything that, again, is bringing a court action in a civil arena that's not required by law to be served by the sheriff.
Okay, that makes sense. So right now, you're serving complaints associated with
serve
lawsuits?
Everything.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that you were doing that. Okay. All right. Well, that's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Committee Member Hitchen.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for being here and for providing the list. I think I want to just clarify, my biggest concern is anything that could potentially impede things like domestic violence cases, family law cases, and I see them kind of called out, but sometimes there's other things related to domestic violence, like they're connected, but they're not directly. So summons to appear in court and things like that. But if it's attached to domestic violence, is that civil or is it criminal?
It's criminal if it's attached to a protection order or something of those.
Okay.
It would come from the court.
So those would still be served by sheriff's deputies and go through regular process. So it's civil ones.
Correct.
Okay. And then my second question is, do we have a clear way of explaining to the people who maybe have used the services before, like how are we getting out the message, hey, you need to go figure this out on your own? Like how are we letting them know where to go? Do we have people that do this work?
Well, we've updated the website, so all the information's on the website. We've posted the civil unit entry level, so people who normally come in there for their eviction, so forth and so on, they know exactly what's taking place there. And we're also having 2 sandwich boards made that will go in the front entrances of the county city building, so people don't have to go through that arduous line of trying to get in through security only to be told that we can't help them.
Thank you.
And we'll have our PIO also do a little public service announcement of what is no longer going to be served.
Okay, and then at the end of the day, the goal is to make sure that we continue to deal with the things that are required by law, but free up some deputy time to do all the other things? Or
this is not as a result of deputy time.
Okay.
This is a result of civilian staff.
Okay.
They have to process over 3,500 evictions a year. And, because we do everything for all the municipalities. If the law was to change, the same municipalities could do their own evictions, it would tremendously cut our workload. But we've had a vacant position for a legal assistant for almost a year now. And when you lose one person from a 3-person unit, with that kind of volume, it has a significant impact. So all of this work is being cut back, so our civilian staff won't quit on us, that they're not so overloaded they don't want to be here any longer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for the questions. Committee Member Morrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To kind of follow the same lines as my colleague just talked about, if not the civil folks at the Sheriff's Department, who's going to handle this? Will it be up to the courts to deliver? Who's going to?
No, this is stuff that can all be done by a private process server. So people will actually, instead of paying us to do their service, they'll have to pay a private process server.
And then the court or the judge would then engage that?
No, necessarily the courts are not really involved in the service aspect of it. I mean, people file lawsuits all the time. Until it's assigned to a department, that there's no court assigned when the lawsuit is actually rendered. So when you're talking about DV orders and things like that, those are things that are court mandated that we will still take care of. But it's all the other things that are on a civil range that we will not do, and they'll have to go to a process server.
Okay, thank you.
So when they finish the service, they'll do like we do. They'll file it with the court, attesting that the service was done lawfully and appropriately. So the court file itself, instead of having documents from the Sheriff's Department, will have documents from a process server.
Okay, then the follow-up question, who pays for that?
The person doing the lawsuit, the person who wants the paper served has to pay for it.
Yep.
Okay, so they have to pay for it.
Correct.
It's not something the court or, no. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I had a quick question. How long have we been providing these services? Because I remember a time where they'd hired deputies or police officers, and it is on your off-duty time, and you're serving papers. This is 25 years ago.
Right.
How long has the sheriff's office been providing all this?
Well, I've been here 38 years.
It's always been
Always
that way?
done it that way.
Okay.
So, and understand the deputy's function is different than this.
Yeah.
This is receiving the paperwork, having to, go through, file it properly, make sure, the paper's correct. When it gets to the deputy level, it's pretty simple. Everything's been verified, entered into the system, and the deputy just goes and serves it. It's the pre-work that takes so much time and effort.
Got it. Thank you.
And we also currently have a backlog, and it's of like 1,441 cases that were backlogged, and 92% of that is eviction related. And so really we have had an increase in evictions, as well as we had an increase in evictions, and then also protection order service, 12.5% almost for protection order service. So that has really taken up a lot of time that didn't take up time before. But we are going to prioritize anything that has safety implications. I know you mentioned that was a concern of yours. What other agencies are doing is, if there is an exception, we will review those on a case-by-case basis like the other agencies are doing.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Ms. Kelly.
If I may, thank you, Chair Herrera. I did also reach out to the clerk's office to ensure that there isn't, to get to Councilmember Morell's question, and they indicated that as long as the sheriff's office continues to serve those documents that are required by statute to serve, they don't anticipate changes to operations in their office at all. It is a matter of just shifting who's doing the service to a private party.
Okay. Looks like got spurred a question from Committee Member Morell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With these process servers, do you think that they will respond in a more timely manner? Are they getting paid to serve, and they will doggedly do what they need to do to serve those court documents?
Yes, oftentimes that's their job, and that's what they're solely doing, is serving documents, so they have the time to do that. And then also we do have a list on our website that people can look at to find private process servers if they need someone to go to.
And many of these documents have a date that they have to be served by, And as a private business, I doubt that they would want to get a bad reputation of not serving documents on time. They're not going to get any referrals or make any money that way.
And that does include restraining orders.
Restraining orders?
We will do those.
Those are,
You will do those?
Yes.
Okay. In a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. All right, last call. Hey, thank you for the explanation.
very welcome.
Sure.
Have a good day.
Thank you.